What is going on, guys? Um, this is a first for me. Bear with me. I'm trying something new out here. I just want to see how this would go, how you guys would react, the feedback you would give me. Any of that, much, much appreciated. So, one of the first things I wanted to say doing this video was I hope to do these more often, as long as you guys enjoy them. Works out for me. No schedules. Um, so let's just hop right into it. I have on the right hand side underneath the live chat my thoughts, questions I've asked myself after our recent game against Columbus. On the left hand side in the top left, you're probably gonna be looking at it wondering why do I have that up there. I planned on having a camera up there. Just having some camera malfunctions right now. The bottom left is where later on in podcasts, when I do live podcasts, once I get the YouTube streaming key, that I will show the live podcast viewers like the goals, the highlights, all that stuff, and obviously underneath the thoughts, we have our record of sitting at. Currently, right now, we're sitting at 2, 3, and 6. We have a total of 9 points in the East Conference. So, I mean, not the best, not the worst. We're not at last. Um, So let's hop into the first thought. My first question to myself, did Bobby prove himself as a starter over Kenny? Um, I tweeted this out after the Columbus game. I got kind of a mixed so and so. Some no, some yes. Personally, I think Bobby's been doing great with our current defense situation. I personally think as soon as Kenny comes back from his ACL injury, I think it's going to be really interesting to see who starts. We might see both. One game Bobby, one game Gronholm. I mean, I'm really interested to see who Wiki decides to put as our starting goalie from when he comes back. It's we've lost a couple games with Bobby in the goal, but I've been impressed with what he's been doing so far compared to the other two goalies we have. Uh, Second one, thoughts on Frankie Frankowski. He can't finish a goal. He had a very, very easy tap in with the against Columbus last week. I mean, you can't miss it. You got the entire net. All you gotta do is just don't put it at the goalie's chest, and that's where he's put it. Is he just in a rut? Maybe. Is he just having an off year? Is he not having proper chemistry with the team? Language barrier, maybe even with all the new signings and all the import players. Are him and Wiki not seeing eye to eye on how to play? I don't know. I mean, Frankowski is. If you would have asked me last year, I would have said one of the best players in the MLS. This year, oh, I don't know. He's not even a middle of the pack player for me in the MLS right now, which is saying something because he is a very damn good player. I hope he could turn it around, but I'm not quite there yet on giving up on him. I don't want to give up on him yet. I think he still has it. I think he's just in a little bit of a rut. I think he's just in a kind of a bad spot right now, and he'll pull out of it towards the end of this season and or the beginning of next season, and he'll return back to the normal Frankie we know him as. Up to the next one. Unfortunate loss. Can't defend against balls of the face. Uh, so we all know we obviously should have won that game, going up 2-0 that early in the game. It was our game to lose. The very first goal, it's kind of getting on to the next thought with Calvo. The positioning on Calvo in that play. I watched the replay of it a few times. I'm not quite sure why he pushed forward after the ball ricochets off Bornstein. It kind of freed up that attacker and gave them the goal there. I don't blame Bobby whatsoever for not stopping that ball. I I gotta say that's on Calvo there. I don't know if there's a miscommunication between him and Bornstein or what the issue was there, but I think that first goal was just all 100% just a misposition out of Francisco. Second goal, talk about it. It's a freak goal. And Bobby read it perfectly. It was going far. It was going far right of the far post. It wasn't going to be on goal. And then just a freak accident of that. The Columbus attacker putting his face in front of the ball. If you watch the replay, I don't even think he sees the ball before it hits his face, to be honest. Um, I don't blame Bobby for that once again. I know I sound like I'm probably defending Bobby a lot, but I you can't expect a ricochet like that off somebody's face when the man who got hit in the face didn't even see the ball coming. So I mean, we ended up with the draw. We ended up going home with the point, but we should have went home with 3. Calvo as a captain, my thoughts, he's got to go. He's either got to be a substitute for late game defensive positions for injuries, cards, etc., or he's got to be thrown out on the left. He can't be in the center. He can't be one of our center backs. Captain, from the videos, the fire posts, of the hype videos, and the uh, videos just hyping up games and hyping up the players. I mean, he looks like he meshes well with the team, but I think we need a more veteran player than Calvo as our captain. I think that's where we're kind of lacking is some veteran leadership. Plus, not to mention, all of our players are brand new players to the team. So we're still forming chemistry. I know it's almost done with this season and, it's been quite a number of months, but it's still our first year. I mean, people are still getting to know each other and knowing how they play and knowing how they like to play. I think it's just going to be a work in progress. But I would like to see the Fire in this off season maybe pick up a veteran player to put as our captain just for that leadership role. Moving on, Robert, he finally scored. It had been a couple games. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he hasn't scored until last week since the MLS is Back tournament, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think that's the statistic. He finally scored. Great. Hopefully, we can get that dry spell out for him and he can start putting balls in the back of the net more often every single game, hopefully. He's a great player. I agree with Wiki starting him over Sapong 100%. That gets down to a couple points after, but he finally scored, and hopefully this reignites his little scoring spree that he had at the beginning of this season, and that we could get this ball rolling again, and we can finally try to turn this season around. Maybe sneak into a playoff. Maybe. Um, I haven't added up the points. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I think right now we're sitting at 9 points, and the cutoff is 14 points. So I think we could do it. Um, Best starting lineups of the year so far. So against this Columbus Crew last week game, our starting lineup, in my own opinion, was our best starting lineup looking so far. So, obviously we with starting with Barrich up top, Herbers, Aliseda, and Georgie, with Jimenez and Madron in the midfield, Navarro, Calvo, Pineda, Sikulic, and Bobby in goal. To me, with how we've been playing, how players have been performing, that is the best lineup, the starting 11 that we've had so far against a team. And to my defense, it did show we started up 2-0. It could just be the Soldier Field blessing I keep tweeting out. It could not be. I don't know. Um, and then I think we have a lot of great subs to back up this starting 11. That's what was so tough for me to see this loss after starting up 2-0. We have a lot of great subs um, to back up this starting 11 to keep fresh legs out there and to keep the pressure on teams, especially when we do have the lead. We can't just play park the bus and try to defend the lead for the rest of the 90 minutes when we have the lead. We still got to want to score. Georgie subbing out early was very unexpected, very misfortunate. Unfortunate. Sorry, unfortunate. Um, did see Sapong come on. Uh, Sapong for Baric, in my opinion, is a power sub. If we can get Baric to score a goal in the first half or early in the second half and sub him out anywhere in my opinion, Wiki's a professional coach with years and years and years of experience over me. He's a much smarter man than I am. This is just my own personal feelings. Not saying I'm right or I'm wrong. Feel how you may. Um, tell me how you feel, please, on Twitter. Tell me how you feel. I will link my Twitter on the screen here right now. Um, but I think if we can get Baric to put a goal, get us a goal early in the second half, or somewhere in the first half, I think it is golden if we get a sub for Baric, put in Sapong, fresh legs on CJ coming into the game with a 1-0 lead with the Baric goal in the 60 to 70 minute mark, somewhere in that area. Give him 20, even 30 minutes to work with to put one in the back of the net on fresh legs against a tired team. I think it's just a recipe for success. I honestly do. Um, I don't see how that could fail. Like I said, I'm not an expert, just my personal feelings. Um, as I put my Twitter on the screen. And you know, lastly, I think this is a great ending point and something we should end on. But we all need to buy a card, a thank you card, and everybody in the Chicago Fire fans, everybody from Section 8, everybody who just doesn't have season tickets and just watches the games and are a supporter, even the people who have never watched a Fire game ever and it's their first game ever watching it, we need everybody to get a thank you card, write their name on it, and send it to Herbers. He has been one of our best performers this year, a surprising performer. I was not happy with how much starting time and how much playing time Herbers was getting at the beginning of this season, especially in the MLS's back. But he has been phenomenal lately. So I'm buying a thank you card. I'm heading to Walgreens or CVS right now. I'm gonna send it around one of these games where we can finally get back in the stadium. I'm gonna walk around the stadium, get uh, all 50,000 of us to sign it because we're selling out that first game once we are allowed back in the stadium, and that's going straight to Herbers. That man deserves it. I've been impressed with him. So I mean, we're at 13 minutes right now. This is my first time ever doing this, guys. I appreciate it. My Twitter is on the screen right there at Tyler Shy Fire, Tyler Chicago Fire on Twitter. Any of your thoughts, any of your opinions, questions, please tweet me, DM me, anything, man. I love to discuss our team. I love to discuss soccer, even the MLS in any broad aspect. Let me know. Thank you, guys. Let's turn this season around.